Jeremy Keplinger heard a rumor that you intervened in a mugging/rape in progress, stopped the situation, but got shot during the altercation. If the rumor is true, please elaborate on the situation. What happened? How did it happen? What were you thinking before, during, and after, etc.?
Okay, I did stumble up on two guys attacking a girl. I intervened, and I didn't think anything before. You know, I don't know. I just thought that was the thing.
Where was this?
It was in outside Atlanta.
Okay.
And I got shot here in the neck and here in the shoulder. I'm missing my collarbone. There's a big hole there from where my collarbone used to be. And here I have plates and screws in my neck. They did a pretty good job of plastic surgery. It's only a little scar now.
Really? Yeah.
It used to be a big, giant thing, you know. But, yeah, that was the beginning of the end, you know, like, that's when I really started getting bad on drugs and stuff too, because I couldn't hardly do anything. I was in a halo, my arm in a sling, you know, and just a pity party, felt bad for myself probably, and just hit it all in drugs.
Now, well, Calvin Hobbs from the board at F4W, where did you learn to no-sell bullets? The shooting itself, they obviously you didn't know they had a gun when you happened upon them. No. You were able to get your hands on them. The girl goes?
Yeah, the one guy was, see, it's kind of like, I'm guessing I must have went in shock from everything, so it's really kind of hazy. But one guy was on top of the girl and the other guy behind him, and I pushed the pile, and one guy ran, and the other guy, in my mind, because I thought he punched me, I remember that it hurt really bad, my eyes were watering, and then I felt like he punched me again, and I started to fall. And I used to have a knife, and I grabbed my knife, and I just lunged at him with my knife and stabbed him. And then the cops were there. It was that, I didn't do it being tough, or I don't know how. I'm lucky that he didn't kill me. I remember kind of arguing with the cops. They're trying to get me in an ambulance, and I was telling them I don't need to go to the hospital for being punched, because I didn't even really know what was going on, you know. And this was a Friday, and I didn't really understand what happened till that Sunday. They had to fly my doctor in from Birmingham to do the surgery, because in my neck, it would happen, all the inflammation, it was crushing my spine.
Wow.
So and they had to get a special doctor in to do the surgery. They didn't have somebody there in that hospital. So it was a hair either way, I could have probably been dead. And I had, it wasn't that I was no-selling the bullets, I just didn't even know. I'm sure if I would have thought he was shooting me, I would have probably been freaking out, you know. It just, everything kind of happened so fast, and from like shock, it's kind of a really blurry memory for me, you know.
That's not shit. Michael Grote asks what I was going to ask. What happened to the guy that shot you? That you did stab him. Did they get him?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. A Dizzle from the board at F4W Online. Some people say the story was made up. What's the story on that? Also, was that the reason you missed Shane Douglas's ECW ring? Well, I just saw the scars, so clearly it's not made up.
Yeah, I got a big hole.
Or he did
big
something
hole here
to himself
too.
To cover for it. But was that the reason you missed Shane's ECW?
I had no idea Shane had an ECW show.
Let's see. Don Tony from the Don Tony and Kevin Castle show. Back in April 2004, Frank Goodman and myself spoke to Perry Saturn, which he told us exclusively he was shot 3 times, stopping a rape. That led to my infamous article that Saturn no-sold bullets. However, after researching this further, I accused him in December 2008 of possibly lying about the incident. I have in my possession court documents from his divorce, not to mention I spoke directly to his ex-wife. One thing that was given to me is that he was married 1 week after he claimed he was shot. To finally set the record straight, if he was shot, can he show us the scars he did?
And I don't know who this person is. I never talked to anybody who said I was shot 3 times. I was shot twice.
Right. Don't remember the Kevin Castle show?
No, I have no idea who they are.
Okay.
Or who my ex-wife is, because my wife is dead. She died of a drug overdose.
Right. Well, listen, he may be speaking to the dead. You never know. Drugs. Here we go. Weenie Beanie from the Crap Forum. Is cocaine a hell of a drug?
Never cared for cocaine.
What was it about meth, I guess?
Well, for a long time, it was the opiates, you know, pain medicine. And meth does something like, chemically to your brain. Once you do meth, it does something chemically to your brain, and when you go off of meth, it takes you years before you can really enjoy anything. It does something with your serotonin and stuff. It really screws you up bad, you know. As it has some chemical reaction to your brain, I don't know, but to where it makes it hard to enjoy anything without it, you know.
Gotcha. Would you smoke it or shoot it?
You start off snorting it, and then you end up smoking it, and then that's not good, and then you start shooting it.
Eric Smith, best party city.
Besides New Orleans, you got to probably think them first, and then I like El Paso, but probably not for the reasons that, you know, we would go see Eddie's mom in El Paso, have a big dinner, go out to the bars. Like, everything was nice in El Paso.
Okay. Another video from Brad Bingham.
Hey Saturn, I was wondering, who's your favorite people to party with in the business?
Who were your favorites?
Well, me and Raven were just out of control. So it'd have to be Raven.
Greg Pike, ever party with Scott Hall?
Yes, I have.
Oofa. Must have been fun.
Yep, Scott and I traveled together for a little while in WCW. Actually, one time we were in Baton Rouge, and it was me, him, and Nash, and we ended up driving back to New Orleans, which is a pretty good drive, for Nash to meet some strippers so we could party there. End up getting there, the girl wasn't there. We're partying all night on Bourbon Street and end up missing the show the next day.
Kyle Sands, ever see Ric Flair drunk and being the Nate?
Yep, everyone has.
Airplanes and just the road,
just hotel room,
deal. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The hotels and stuff, the bars, you know, walking around with his pants around his ass and stuff.
Alrighty, let's see, what do we got here? Oh, the intro to our game.
It's time to play the game! Let's see what we got in the bag today!
Okay, it's a game we play here called What's in the Bag. We have a fictional wrestler's gym bag. I will pull out an item, and if you've ever seen those old psychology tests where they ask you the first name that comes to your mind when you see something, you tell me the first name that comes to mind. Go.
Terry Gordy.
Okay. Let's see here. What do we got?
Terry Gordy. No, I'm kidding. What is that, pot?
Yeah.
Supposed to be? I don't know.
Yeah, supposed
Sabu.
to be. Sabu, okay. You?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Raven had this game we would do. We would take like Vicodin, Percocet, Somas, Halcyon, Valiums, stick them in a pill bottle and shake them up, and then quick shoot, both do it and see which buzz we would get.
That's outrageous.
That's one of mine and Raven's things we would do all the time.
That's unbelievable. You think that's like Russian roulette without the bullets. Go ahead.
What do you call it? Nature Boy Buddy Landau.
Okay. New Jack almost broke his hands trying to get into the gimmicked bag when we did this game, as you might imagine. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Rock.
Nobody really. I don't
Nobody? Nobody used crack? Okay.
Nature Boy Buddy Landau.
There you go.
But, which we were driving down the street one time, and I smelled something. I thought, what the fuck is that? And I look, and he was in the back seat smoking a rock out of a crack can. That would be me.
Okay.
I won't deny that.
For the meth or the gas?
The gas, too. That's one of the good things about having money. You can afford all the drugs. The drugs that get you high, the drugs that get you big, the drugs that get you hard. You can afford them all.
All right, moving on. Kyle Sands.
That's a pretty jaded bag, really.
What's that? The
Yeah, your little gimmick bag there. There's nothing in there but drugs and alcohol.
it's well, yeah. That's when we get a drug question. That's kind of the direction it goes down. Maybe we'll put a title belt in for next time or something, so we pull out something a little more uplifting. Kyle Sands wants to know what was the overall drug use in WCW. Was
Well,
it bad?
Here, I just knocked my mic off. I'll tell you, I can only speak for me, and Raven. I'm going to throw Raven in this because we were partners in. We would take turns flying to Philadelphia, and we would get 5,000 tabs of ecstasy a month. Not that we sold it, we would just give it to everybody. So that's what our group of people that just ecstasy. Raven and I would do 20, 30 tabs of ecstasy a day, 2-3 weeks straight, and then to maybe miss a day.
What would 5,000 tabs of ecstasy cost?
It was very cheap. It was like $5 a pill or something. We went, and they're like $25 or $30 a pill.
Right.
Yeah, and we were just, like I said, we weren't selling them. We were giving them to the girls, giving them to everybody.
John from WrestleScream, WrestleScream, WordPress.com. Who were the biggest partiers in WCW when you were there? Was there a lot of drinking? I've heard Macho Man and Hogan would have beer in the locker room all the time.
That's not true.
Were the Flock big partiers?
Yeah.
Thanks.
We had a Deadpool in WCW. Number 1 and number 2 on everyone's list was me and Raven. So.
You were the king of the partiers, it seems like.
And Mongo was up there too. Now that was a party. Steve McMichaels was a crazy partier.
Really?
Mongo was nuts.
Would he partake in the kind of stuff we're talking about
No,
here?
he was a drinker. I don't know if he did anything. We never shared pills with him, but he was a heavy drinker, and I'm guessing other things because he was up all the time. Though I've never seen him do anything other than drink. But alcohol never made me feel like that.
Okay. Jack Rains, any good stories about ECW era backstage debauchery?
I'm trying to nothing really. Hotel stories, nothing in the,
At the Round, what was the Round hotel there in Philly that would go around?
what the hell was that called?
Travelodge?
Yeah,
Was it the Travelodge?
it was the Travelodge. One time we went there, and we got up to our floor, and there was police tape. We find out that there was just a killing there that morning over drugs. Like the door was off, the window was out from where the bullets shot out the window and everything.
Somebody might have told us that last time. Who was it? The crime scene tape. Who did we just work with? Shane. Was it Shane? Shane Douglas, I think, tells us that story.
We had this time, there was this girl there, and me and John, my old partner, were having a dog and pony show with her. And then Louis Spicoli came in, and next thing you know, we have people all over the room watch, and it's a big elaborate thing. Francine said something to the girl and got her all upset, so then I yelled at Francine, fuck, don't say, ruin this for us.
Francine was in when you were doing the deal?
No, downstairs
I see.
at the bar. And then she said something to Shane, and then Shane said something to me, so Shane and I got into it. Shane went back to Paulie, so that night Paulie had me and Taz and someone, Bubba Dudley was there in his room lecturing, because it was right before the first pay-per-view, and how we're going to get everybody in fucking trouble, this big thing, And then, like 3 weeks later, this girl walked by, and Paulie goes, I did her. And I go, Paulie, that's the heat rat. That's the girl you were fucking yelling at us for. And he goes, oh, that's the girl? I go, yeah.
Apophis has a little bit of a question here, drug-related.
Got a question for you. Did Paul Heyman like to smoke a little ganja, after them shows, the boys backstage,
My guess is that Apophis is totally straight when he asked us that question. Paulie, smoking weed?
I've never seen Paulie do any drugs. If he does, I don't know. I've never seen him do them. Would it surprise me if he does? No. But it would surprise me if he doesn't? No. I've never seen it. So I have no idea.
Jack Rains, was there as much drug use backstage in WWE as in ECW and WCW?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It was a lot younger kids, and WWE was more, you get rewarded for how you work, not for who you are. Where the WCW, you got rewarded for who you were. It didn't matter what you did. And the guys all worked hard and stuff for the most part. we used to always joke how the business was changing. After the shows, my generation would be out partying. The younger guys, after the shows, were going back to the room and getting on the internet to see what the fans thought of the match and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, by no way do I think there's anything close to the partying.
Gotcha.
I know I was out every night, all night, and I hardly ever seen anybody.
Marcos from the board at F4W, do you feel people are prone to addiction, who are prone to addiction, are more naturally drawn to pro wrestling, and if so, why? Is there a higher percentage of addiction in pro wrestling than in another field?
I don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you got a lot of free time. Not anymore either. I don't think it's the same as it used to be, you know. Like I said, WWE, there wasn't, I don't feel there was that many people there that was getting high and stuff, and maybe smoking pot, but that's, can't even really call that a drug, you know, pot.
Right.
And but the other places, we were on the road all the time, got all that free time on your hand, money, nothing to do, you don't know anybody, so that's all we did.
Mm-hmm. Or another video from the Silver Blazer. Oh boy.
Hello, Kevin Contreras. Is the Silver Blazer from Montreal, Quebec, Canada? My question for you, Perry Saturn. Did you ever take the steroids? Because the Silver Blazer is all natural. Look, it is awesome. Look. Look at them glistening. You know you want the Silver Blazer's muscles. Yes, be jealous. Be very jealous of the Silver Blazer's muscles. Look at his physique. Look at it. Love it. You want it. Silver Blazer out.
Is there any doubt that the Silver Blazer's all natural?
No,
by the
and
way?
I know some strippers that would be jealous of them big titties he's got.
You've already answered. You did take steroids.
Yeah, I did. Heavy amounts.
What was the steroid of choice? Deca or what was it?
Testosterone, you know, Cestanol. In fact, my blood pressure used to be so high from the drug use and the steroids that I used to have to lay down to do my blood pressure. They'd have to leave me in the room with the lights off and let me lay down for 10 or 15 minutes, otherwise I wouldn't even pass it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on blood pressure medicine too.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you physically uncomfortable during this period?
No, I was always high. Fuck, you're not uncomfortable when you're high. I used to joke, I don't have a drug problem, I have drugs.